Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from ChishaZed.
They tried everything in their power to destroy his life and his platform, but failed miserably.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The last two videos I released on this topic, I showed you guys that what's happened since the stay-at-home dad, that's what I'm talking about here, said, hey, you know what? I've been a stay-at-home dad, but I've done other jobs too, and those jobs were more difficult. In fact, compared to those jobs, he said being a stay-at-home dad is easy. Oh no. Of course, they did that. They came after him. You had this content creator here. She made some video which got thousands of views and people were trying to get him banned. Sponsorships were pulled, but instead of destroying his life, they ended up making him more popular and strengthening his support, and he's grown. He's doing great. Since then, the situation has encouraged other stay-at-home dads to get online and share their opinion about their experience being a stay-at-home dad. Maybe you're a stay-at-home dad. I don't know. Comment down below. I'm curious to know, what do you think compared to jobs you've had in the past? We've got this guy right here. I've got a few videos we're going to check out of just dads who are giving their review on being a stay-at-home dad. Let's get it.
Being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job in the world. That's crazy because being a stay-at-home dad is the easiest job on the planet. Today, I woke up early, 5:45, because that's what time my daughter gets up. I made pancakes, sausage, eggs for everyone, including my wife. Then I cleaned downstairs, cleaned up all of the mess I made making that breakfast. And then I took my daughter to the aquarium. I've been home for the past 6 weeks. I've been to the splash pad 6 times, and I've not gotten tired. Oh,
he's pretty much saying he's running out of stuff to do. All right, it's too easy. It's a piece of cake.
Again, once you clean the house enough, then there's only maintenance involved. And maintenance is maybe a few hours a day, maybe.
Let me be really serious about this situation, because at the end of the day, you know, if you have kids are challenging, right? They take a lot of work. But I think what people don't like to hear, in particular stay-at-home moms don't like to hear, is that being a stay-at-home mom isn't the hardest job in the world. They believe that it truly is.
They do.
The hardest job in the world.
Because they've actually never done anything harder. That's why.
Then they get online and they complain about it many, many times. And so when men do the job and they're not complaining as much, and they're like, you know what, this is kind of nice. I could see myself doing this. And when they see the single dads who look at this and say, wow, I want that for myself. All I need is a woman who's willing to pay all the bills. It triggers them badly. Let's keep listening.
by the way, I'm sick today too. I feel like absolute dog shit. And then now we're going to hang out for a little bit. I'm going to fix them a decent lunch. Then I'm going to do laundry. We'll probably go to the park or something. And then I'll come back and I'm not tired. This is so easy.
Wow.
I love this. It's not only easy, it's rewarding. I was spending 10 hours a day making someone else rich and getting zero recognition for it. And now I get, oh my God, you're so strong. Oh my God, you're the best dad. This is awesome. Blah, blah. That's it. And then what happens? They fight each other every once in a while. They're loud. Oh, it's overstimulating. Oh, I don't get interactions with other people. I don't like other people. I don't want that.
True.
But what about the domestic labor, bro? Right? Are you sure you can handle that all by yourself? Don't you need help?
People that I like the most out of anyone on the planet are my children, and they're here. I like hanging out with them. You guys are tripping, and you're unappreciative and lazy.
Now, as you know, the feminist and stay-at-home moms online who do believe that women have the toughest existence on the planet Earth decided to come online and attack this man and his points. Somebody left a comment that says, I'm a stay-at-home mom with 1- and 2-year-old boys. It feels harder than any job I've ever had.
Yeah, because you've always had shitty, easy jobs.
Hardest job she's ever had with 2 kids. Here's what this female content creator had to say about this situation. Let's get it.
I'm a stay-at-home mom with 1- and 2-year-old boys. It feels harder than any job I've ever had. That's because you've never had a hard job. It's
Yes.
also, by the way, that moms take care of their kids. I don't take care of them like that. But go work in a mine.
Being a stay-at-home mom is objectively hard, and do not let a man tell you otherwise. A stay-at-home Chad here is saying that being a stay-at-home parent is not difficult. It is only difficult because, 1, Women have never had to do hard labor in their lives. Have you worked in a mine or on an oil rig? As if every single man has done that. 2, it is only hard because you make it hard, right? He is saying it's only difficult because women make it difficult. His wife, when she goes to the pool with her kids, she brings a bunch of bags, towels, water, snacks, sunscreen, all the things that they need. When he goes to the pool with his kids, he just brings the kids in their bathing suit. No water, no towels, no snacks. They'll figure
And they still survive. Shocker.
it out later, right? He's essentially saying that he's doing a bad job. And that is the takeaway here. He is doing a bad job.
No, I don't think he's saying he's doing a bad job. He's just saying he may not be as detailed when it comes to his approach. Men, they don't care about all those little stuff. And they're
Snacks. As long as they got the food. I mean, they got the bathing suit. We got the money for the tickets. We can go eat afterwards. Not that big a deal. I don't want them to ruin their food. Ruin their dinner with snacks. Come on.
things that women are better at than men. Doesn't mean that it's harder for them because they're naturally, like, women pay better attention to detail. And so they're thinking of the snacks. Yes, my mom will think of those things. When I look back, when I was a kid, she's thinking of those things. What are we going to eat? What are we going to drink? But if my dad took over, let's do be enjoyable, he would just find a different way to do that job. And working in an oil rig isn't like the only job that's harder than being a stay-at-home mom.
Being a stay-at-home parent, which is why it's not difficult for him. When you phone it in at work, like I think everybody's done that once in a while, right? You just show up, you're phoning it in, you're clicking some buttons, but you're not trying hard. You're not trying to do a good job. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to show up and do the bare minimum. What is difficult is trying to be good at it, right? Trying to be a good parent.
See, now she's trying to say like every mom is just always trying to be the best parent possible, which is lies.
A parent who knows what their kids needs and anticipates those needs. Make sure they have sunscreen so they don't get a sunburn. Make sure they have water so they don't get dehydrated. Make sure they have a towel so they're not cold, right? Like the food so they're not hungry. Like that is being a good parent, thinking ahead, planning ahead. I find it so funny because he's trying to paint the picture that being a stay-at-home parent is just not hard, like blanket statement, when in reality, what he's telling us is it's not difficult to be a stay-at-home parent when you do the bare minimum and you're not doing a good job at it, right? Like he's doing the bare minimum, which is why it's not difficult for him. Now, a layer he doesn't even touch on because he probably doesn't even realize it exists is the fact that men and women are held to very different standards when it comes to parenting. Women are held to incredibly high standards. We expect them to have the sunscreen, water bottles, towels, snacks, all of those things. And if
That's right.
they don't, we judge them for that. On the other hand, we expect men to do the bare minimum. We expect them not to know what to bring, not to know what to do, to fumble their way through parenting.
Just like women are expected to do the bare minimum when it comes to provision, financial provision. And if they go above and beyond, society's like, oh my goodness, look at these great women starting businesses, right? They don't think like men have been holding the world up forever. They think, wow, hey, way to go.
You know why the world turns? Because of men.
Same thing.
Show up without waters or towels, we just look at them and say, oh, it's just another dad who doesn't know what he's doing, right? And we don't judge him for that because we already don't expect him to be able to do more than that. So anyways, that is why he thinks being a stay-at-home dad is so easy, because he's not expected to do a good job. Therefore, he's not, right? Like he's doing the bare minimum, which makes it really easy. But there's one other layer I do want to talk about here, which is that men tend to move the goalpost on women, right? For a long time, men would say, like, you think being a stay-at-home mom is hard? You think unpaid labor, cleaning, cooking, laundry is hard? Do what I do. Go work a job. And so then women went and worked a job. And then the men were like, well, you don't make as much money as I do. You don't work as hard as I do. So like, don't.
You don't. I don't know very many women that are breadwinners that are taking care of their husbands like that. So yes, you don't make as much money as we do.
Complain. And then women started out earning their partners, earning more money than their partners.
They do not. Majority of men still out earn their significant others. Majority of them do. Additionally, don't you also...
Women don't want men that don't out-earn them. So that statement is just dumb.
Find it interesting that women, even with the financial success that they do have, they all ideally want a man who can pay all the bills so that they can choose to be a stay-at-home mom if they want to. If that's a positive benefit, if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you consider a good deal, and you see the other situation where you have to maybe pay the majority of the bills and he stays home, or you have to go 50-50 as bad, well, that's showing you that being a stay-at-home mom is the better deal. It's easier. Yep. As if you're saying that women want to do the harder thing, which at that point... We're just
They complain about working and doing the stay-at-home mom stuff. So now,
lying.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Sure, you make more money than I do. You work the same
Modern
hours,
women.
but it's not as hard because what I do is manual labor. What I do is hard, right? Everything that women do that we see, unpaid and paid, we deem as not difficult, right? And so he's just feeding into that narrative, which I think is important to acknowledge. So anyways, in summary, if you are a stay-at-home parent and you're putting a lot of time and effort into being a good stay-at-home parent, it's probably really hard.
So I would say this. I wouldn't say that being a stay-at-home mom is easy, blanket statement across
they just said it's not hard.
every single situation, because it highly depends. I think what most men mean when they make this comment is it's in relation to other jobs, and also in combat to hearing a lot of women who state being a stay-at-home mom like it's the toughest job in the world. I mean, you have chicks online who are literally crashing out over being a mom and talking about how it's the hardest thing they've ever done in their life, and warning other women to not do it in a time where you don't have to wash your own clothes, and there are machines and DoorDash and so much that's been set up in the world that's civilized to help you do
By men.
that job. And people before you didn't have all those things. Check out this chick.
Before having children, I seriously urge you guys to please consider the fact that you will never know happiness again. That's all there is to it. You won't. Every day.
The women like this definitely should never have kids. If that's how you feel about your kids, get the fuck out of here.
It sucks every single day. Every single day. I would say 8 out of 10 days are bad days.
So this is a woman living in today's modern society talking about how everything sucks and having kids is terrible. I will say this. I do think that embracing feminism for sure, and women fighting for equality, and also minimizing the importance of considering spending more time focused on preparing to be a mother, and investing in that over your education and career based on the propaganda that's fed to society, particularly.
Yeah, women aren't taught how to save money, how to clip coupons, how to cook, how to make things from scratch to reduce costs at the home. When have we ever even talked about any of what I just mentioned right there? Ever.
Particularly women, that pushes them to think that stuff isn't important. And then they finally start creating families and having kids, and they realize they don't have a community. Their mindset wasn't really prepared, and they can't maintain relationships. I think that in itself is difficult. But I do think a lot of them would think that feminism helped them. So here's another angle I want to take this situation. Here you have a CEO who got rid of his HR department, which I would assume were majority women, because they were simply, he says, making problems in the company that really did not exist. And that's how I really view the situation.
True.
Let's be honest. Who's more likely to complain in a situation where work is required? A modern woman or a modern man? I think in many cases it's a woman. And so, I mean, like, men who are stay-at-home dads, I believe, are more likely to just kind of minimize things and, okay, that's not a big deal. Whereas you have a lot of these modern chicks who would be a lot more likely to complain about their role as a stay-at-home mom, instead of looking at it like you're privileged, because most guys can't afford to put you in that type of position. Anyways, I thought this video was interesting about the CEO getting rid of his HR department. Check it out.
We got rid of our HR team.
Why?
We had an HR team, right? And that HR team was creating problems that didn't exist. And those problems disappeared when I let them go.
Why? Why did you get rid of your HR team?
We replaced it with a couple-person people ops team, which was meant to just streamline people operations.
Okay.
I can't say that I would advise the same in a large company, but we're back in startup mode again. Those HR professionals have really important insights
Yeah.
when you're in peacetime and when you're at a larger company. But, you know, we're a remote company. It's not like, you know, a lot of the potential issues that you would have in a workplace don't really exist because you're not in the same room as somebody. We got rid of.
Interesting. As always, we're going to check out some comments. These comments come from the first video of the guy talking about being a stay-at-home dad. Top comment here says, it is the hardest job if you don't want to do it. If you love it, then it's easy. Let that sink in. Next comment here says, 6 weeks is easy. He's still on vacation, Lynn says. Another comment here says, thanks, bro, but can't show this to my wife. Another comment here says, any job that can be done in pajamas is not difficult. Bill Burr, here's somebody else who added, dude, when I said this, I got so much heat. And this is Daddy Sauce Drip, of course. This is my guy, Daddy Sauce Drip. Let's see where. 409 followers.
Damn.
On TikTok. This is beautiful to see. Go check him out, guys. Give him some more support. This dude's about to crack 500,000. He's about to crack 500,000 followers. And she thought she did something with that last video she made hating on him, and it only made him more popular. Shout out to Daddy Sauce. I might have to do a follow-up video on what else he's got going on here. Show him some love, man, of course. Guys, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below.
No, shout outs to father. This is the part of the issue. Good women don't speak up. Good men aren't speaking up. Now we're having good women starting to speak up. Good men are speaking up and talking back and pushing back. All right, we're pushing back on the stupid narrative that women are all this rainbows and sunshine, that motherhood is all this so hard. Motherhood is important. We're not saying it's not important, but it's not that damn hard. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Ciao.